This week, Jews all over the world are going to hear the continuing words of Moses as he speaks to them just as they're about to enter the land of Israel. The opening words of the Parashat are Re'eh, look. And it's a kind of interesting word to use because he's giving a speech, and this is before PowerPoint. So what does he want them to look at? For Moses, the power of vision is very acute. I want to scroll ahead to the very end of the Torah that describes Moses' death. And this is how it describes Moses at that time. Moses was 120 years old when he died, but his eyes had not dimmed. Unlike, well, let's say me. My eyes are not as good as they were when I was younger, and by the time I'm 120, they probably won't be as good as they are today. But for Moses, his vision got better and better, and by the end of 120 years of experience, he could see things clearly that he wanted to share with the Jewish people. And one of the things he wants them to see, Re'eh, are the blessings and the curses that are going to be options for the Jewish people to avail themselves of once they enter the land of Israel. That's going to happen on these mountaintops many years later, after Moses dies. And Moses uses the words, Re'eh, look, because I'm going to give you blessings and curses today. Today, even though they're going to take place on these mountaintops many, many years later. So what does Moses see? Why is he saying it today? And what's the thing with the mountains? So I think it goes like this. Moses is saying, after 120 years of living experience, that there are things that are clear to him, that are blessings, and other things that are clear to him that are curses. I'm going to give you an example of some of the ways we can get tripped up on this. The Talmud tells us a story of a man named Yosef, the son of Yehoshua ben Levi. Yosef, the son of Yehoshua ben Levi, was thought to have died and was revived. His father asked him what he saw in that time when everyone thought he was dead. The boy said, I saw an olam hafuch, a world that is topsy-turvy. What does that mean, his father said? What is above was below, and what is below was above. And his father said to him, my son, you have not seen an olam hafuch. You've not seen a topsy-turvy world. You have seen an olam barur. You have seen the world clearly. And that's what Moses is saying to us. We muddle through this world and we see an olam hafuch. We see things that seem to be good and maybe they're not. We support things that maybe are one way and should be another way. We see things that are bad and maybe they're not so bad. We see an olam hafuch, and Moses is saying, no, after 120 years, I can see an olam barur, a clear world. And I want to tell you this today, because it doesn't only apply to the time when the Jews are actually going to get these blessings and curses on these mountaintops, several years later. But today, every day, Moses is saying, I see this, I want you to see what I see. And why the mountains? For the same reason. Because this is such a prominent message, I want this to be viewed as a figure projected on a mountain. I want this to be heard from the mountaintops. My people, my family, my Jews, there are things that are good, there are things that are bad. Don't get mixed up in the relativism. Don't get mixed up in the what if or what about stuff. There are things that are good, there are things that are bad. Re'eh, see them clearly, see them for what they are. Live and rejoice and prosper in an olam barur, a world that is clear. And with those blessings in our ears and with those blessings set ahead of us in our vision, we wish each other the blessing of Shabbat Shalom.